Okay, now imagine this. Your visionary boss tells you build me a backend. He gives you three options: TypeScript, Golang, and Rust. What are you picking? Now, if you said anything other than I need more info, you're most likely wrong. And let me explain why. There's a chance you've been blinded by your favorite technology. You fell in love with it, then started arguing with strangers online. Now, when you defend something, an idea, a person, or a thing, your brain starts treating it as a part of you. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance. Now, that's exactly how tech has become a part of your identity. You've attached to it. You ended up forgetting its flaws. Now, but why is that? Let's face it, humans love to be right. Mother Nature taught us that. Being wrong means we don't survive. But in today's world, being wrong means you learn. You not only survive, you thrive. Okay, now let's consider this other example. I ask you to dig a hole and give you three choices: shovel, your bare hands, or an excavator. Now, before answering, you might ask things like, how big should the hole be? What's our budget? Or when's the deadline to get this done? Now, you know that your bare hands will cost nothing, but will be the slowest. Shovel is way faster, but you gotta buy it first, and an excavator is the fastest, but extremely expensive. Now, as you can see, there's no perfect solution, each having its pros and cons. Now, do you see where I'm going with this? Now, let's try that in coding terms. People might use phrases like, oh yeah, excavator is the fastest, real diggers use hands, or shovels can run anywhere. Now, it makes no sense. But in programming, we actually hear these things every day, like JavaScript is slow. Big companies use Go. Don't use PHP, it's dying, or yeah, but PhDs use Python. Now, these make no sense with no context. Like, do you need something fast? Should you even care whether a big company uses it? Okay, now let's go back to the original example. Now, we cannot really answer that without knowing a few things, like performance. Will our API need speed? Second one, dev productivity. How much time do we actually get to build it? Now, keep in mind, there are many more things that come into choosing a language, but I believe those two serve as one of the most important and fundamental. Now, performance is how fast our program runs, and dev productivity is how fast devs can ship new features. Usually, those two are the opposites. Languages where you code fast are slow, and those who are fast tend to be hard to code in. Other example is Go, which is somewhat in the middle. Okay, we ask those questions back to the boss. In scenario A, he might respond with things like, we'll need all the speed we can get, API will be computationally heavy, deadline is flexible. Now, in that case, then we'll likely steer towards a faster, compiled language like Rust or C++. Also, Go might be sufficient as well. Now, in scenario B, imagine he answers with, actually response times aren't important, but other teams need this API built ASAP. Deadline is 3 weeks. Now, choosing something that makes people code faster, like TypeScript, Python, or Ruby, will likely be a better option here. Okay, now let's compare them. TypeScript, although makes people code fast through things like big community support, loose type system, and not being compiled to machine code. For the same reasons, it's slow to run, because it generates something known as bytecode, which is faster for developers to build, but overall slower to run. Now, Golang, on the other hand, compiles directly to machine code, which makes it slower for devs to build, but performance is way better, but not as much as Rust, because it still does have the garbage collector. Now, Rust is actually way slower to write code in, due to having a strict memory management system called the borrow checker. Although it makes the language extremely fast because it doesn't have the garbage collector as compared to Go. Now, as you can see that no one of these is actually better than the other. It's not really about what's best, but what's least bad. The same comparison works for all other technologies, databases, operating systems, and cloud providers, each having their unique strengths and weaknesses. It's rare that the tech is bad, it's more often that it's used incorrectly. Well, with quite a few exceptions. To sum up, don't attach to any technology, as each have its ups and downs and correct use cases. You'll never pick the perfect one. Tech debt will always pile, just make sure it doesn't pile out of your control. Be neutral to tech choices and you'll make better decisions. Thanks for watching, and until next time.